Hey everyone, Ryan here. So I'm back in the bee yard. So I'd like to get the supers off from these, but I've been waiting to get them moved before I do that because pulling those supers off will definitely encourage the amount of robbing once they lose that reserve that they are dependent on for winter. And those hives have got some foragers out flying, so we'll wait until dark and hook the trailer up to the truck and haul it out of here. So I got the hives moved here to my property. It was not without issue. So the first two here moved all right, but this third one, I had left the standard bottom on that one when I moved it from that wooden platform that it was on onto the trailer, just so I wouldn't have to deal with all the bees off the bottom of the box, and it was stuck on there and I didn't take the time to break it loose. Well, in transport, the bottom box shifted and fell off. I was able to slide it back a little bit. It had actually been a little bit farther forward. So I'll have to come here when the weather gets better. You can see how far it's shifted forward there, a couple inches. So they'll have to use that as their entrance until I get a chance to reshift it. They are not exactly happy, so I'm not going to pester them. But they can use the back of the box there as an entrance for now. I'll have to get over here and probably pull that wooden base right out of there and put them right down on the middle. But I figured I'd give you an update of what ended up happening. It was well after dark by the time I got here, moving them the other day. Hey everyone, Ryan here. So I'm back at the beehives. Primary goal is to get that hive set up back the way it's supposed to be. The other two hives are flying good. If the bees cooperate, I'm going to pop the supers off as well. Start popping the hive apart. I don't have my smoker with me, so if they get too aggressive, we'll have to just leave it. But I'm hoping I can get it done here, and if they're cooperating, get the supers taken care of as well. So opening up this hive, this was the one that I kind of questioned the productivity that I was getting out of it. There seem to be plenty of bees. When I pop open the supers, it looks like they've got 2 frames, about half capped, and that is about all that they've got in these top supers. I'll take and go through. If there's some frames that are capped enough that I can get them harvested, I'll grab those. I might shake the bees back into the hive and just leave these out to get robbed out by whatever bees find them. I'll get into this last hive and see what we got going on there. So I got the supers off the last hive there. These ones are looking a little better. This one's not quite completely capped right through, but pretty close. And this one's pretty light, so it doesn't have a lot in there. But we'll probably leave that one out for them to rob out. And we'll grab the frames out of this one that are worth taking and extracting. And I'll go through the frames that I pulled off from this hive, that first box, and I might leave a couple of those out here, depending on what I find in this one. So we'll start by getting these bees shook off, and I'll let you know what I find. So I sorted through. I got 2 full supers there and 8 frames in this box. That's what I'm going to take out of here and get them uncapped. I left the 2 others that I pulled off from the hives over there. It's open that they can get underneath, and from this side on the top. They can rob that out, clean those up. And I've got a 3 frame, a 3 frame, and a 3 frame with the super. I'll probably try to get out onto these hives later this week if we got good weather, and treat them for varroa mites. It's getting later than I'd like, but I got to get it done. We're supposed to hit 80 degrees here. I think 87 in fact on Thursday, Friday, so it might be the weekend before I throw them on there. The temps are supposed to drop then after the weekend, or after the end of the week. So that's what it's looking like is going to be the plan. Hey everyone, so I'm over at the Strong Hives here at my property where I moved them. Going to take and treat them with the formic acid strips, or formic pro strips for varroa mites. It's a lot later in the year than I'd like to do it. We're into September and I try to do it in August, but waiting any longer isn't going to make it any better. So we got a nice beautiful day today. Let's get this done and then I don't have to worry about it. So I'll turn the camera around and show you what I'm doing. So I run my hives as 3 deep, as you've seen in my videos, and when you look at the directions for these formic strips, they don't take and tell you how to do it when you've got 3 deep brood chambers. So what I'll often do is put one on the front or back part of the between the first and second, and then the opposite side up between the next 2 boxes. If I open these up and it looks like the tops are all full of honey, then I'll just put them both on the bottom. Since we're later in the year and that top box is probably quite full of honey at this point, there's not the brood chamber up in there. They're not laying eggs and managing a brood in that area. So then I'll just go down to the bottom 2 boxes. That is the plan. Now if it looks like there's brood up in the 3rd box, then I'll take and do it like I normally do it and split it between the 2 areas. So let me get these all, take the ratchet straps off and get them all open so I can get to them and start pulling them apart, put the treatment on, put them back together. So when you're doing this, they recommend skin eye protection, follow their directions. I forgot my rubber gloves, so I'm going to be out here not handling the strips. I got the knife there to take and move them around, and that's how I'll get by without having to touch them. So take care when you're doing this. It is an acid and it's not good for you. So I'm going to wrap up this video. Like the video, like, subscribe, that helps out. Positive comments. Till next time,